All right, so it's still your continuous coverage of the UEFA Champions League 2025 season. We are here at the Our Media Studios. Do well to follow us on Our Media Sports channel on YouTube. Subscribe, give us a follow, like our content, recommend us, share us, so we'll be able to bring you this kind of content each and every time there's something going on. I'm here with Societal Misfit Force. Force, PSG against Inter Milan is the final of the UEFA Champions League this season. It's being played in Munich. What do you think will happen?
Well, based on what we have seen prior, I think that it's going to be a very tough game. You understand? Because we are here with Inter Milan, who has knocked out Barcelona, two-legged affair, and an Inter Milan side whose goal scoring prowess this season hasn't been that great. But against what's the name, Barcelona, they were able to score 7 goals. You understand? So it tells you that they've got the firepower when it's needed, and they've got the defense too as well. But you are talking about a PSG side who has gone into the Champions League finals, beating 3 English clubs. Some of the best. I mean, the best club in Europe this season.
Yes.
In Barcelona, in Liverpool. Yes. They were able to withstand the test at Anfield, knock them out. Knocked Arsenal out, knocked Aston Villa out.
4 English teams, including Aston Villa.
Yes, including Aston Villa. So, you see, it's going to be a dicey affair. It's going to be very difficult. I believe that it's going to be more tactical than pure football. Tactical in the sense that Inter Milan is going to try as much as possible to soak the pressure, because Inter Milan are going to be on the back foot. You understand? I mean, PSG will control the totality of the game because they've got a skill set, they've got the players to be on the rampage. But are they going to be able to create holes in the Inter Milan setup? I think that they have the talent too. So on a balance scale, I think that's going to be a slight advantage to PSG, because they're going to see most of the balls. But if they are able to utilize the balls, then I think it's going to be advantage PSG.
But this is a PSG team who has never won the Champions League before. Inter Milan have won it a couple of times. They last won it in 2010 with Jose Mourinho. Don't you think this will go on to have? And then there's this saying that in Anfield, there's always a first-time winner. No team that has won it before has ever repeated it in Anfield before. You remember 2012 was Chelsea. Chelsea's first Champions League winning was in Anfield. So
no,
don't you think
Munich.
Sorry, Munich. Yeah, Bayern. Yeah. So don't you think this will cause an upset in this game?
It is not. You see, any team between Inter Milan and PSG. Any one of them who wins is never an upset, because I can tell you that these are 2 teams of equal footing. These are 2 teams of equal pedigree. You understand? I mean, they've come through their seasons not so great, especially Inter Milan. They played second on the final day. Mm-hmm. So it just tells you that they've got a mettle to go the long distance. PSG, barring any hiccups, had won the league, I think, 5 matches prior. So these are 2 teams that are on an equal footing. So we cannot necessarily say that there's an underdog and there's one that has an upper hand. But it's going to be quite funny, because Chelsea won their first Champions League in Munich. You understand, 2012. So I can say confidently that should we go by that assertion, because we've got a precedent. You understand? So should we go by that assertion, then we are insinuating that PSG is going to win, but it's not going to be lightly. It's not going to be that slightly. You understand? Because this is an incredible Inter Milan team that this season has got the best defense. You understand? But you see, when defense meets attack, you can't tell which one is going to win, because you can create chances. You understand? But are you going to be able to take them, or is the defense going to be able to withstand the attacks that's going to be created by PSG? But don't forget that PSG has also got a very sharp attack. Even though their players do not have the pace, you understand, to play on the counter. They do play on the counter, but their players do not have the pace, like the Inter side of 2012. But they are very dangerous when they have the ball. You see, they are very dangerous when they have the ball. Just that they are trident. They are not able to pass the ball quickly. That is a problem that they have. PSG on the other side do pass the ball quickly, because they've got pacey players, they've got players who have got speed, they've got players who are technically more attuned than Inter Milan. But on the balance of scale, as I rightly indicated, we don't have an underdog in this match. Unlike probably maybe last season, where we had Dortmund and then Real Madrid, where you knew that on the balance of scale, Real Madrid had a slight advantage over Dortmund. But in this Champions League final, I think that there's there's an equal chance for both Inter Milan and PSG to carry the day. But to me, I think that per what we've seen this season, PSG has a more bigger chance in winning the Champions League.
Okay, so both teams has maintained their first 11 going to this game. PSG going with the usual back four: Pacho, Nuno Mendes, Hakimi, and then Marquinhos with Donnarumma mounting the post. In the midfield, they have Vitinha, they have their almighty trio, Fabian Ruiz, and then Paulo. And then in attack, as usual, they have Dembele playing as a decoy, but Dembele runs through the flanks as well. And then you have Kvaratskhelia, and then they are putting their star boy on the bench. But that's not correct. They have another monster in the doue. You see, so meaning Barcola coming up from the bench. And then when we go to the other side, Inter Milan, they also play with their 3-4-3 formation with wing backs, Acerbi and co. Hakan Çalhanoğlu and the likes playing the midfield, leaving Laturo up front, and then their young Soma in post. Do you think this is going to be a very keenly contested match? Because you look at Inter Milan, they've been quite porous in defense because they conceded 7 goals against Barca home and away, and then they went on to concede about 5 goals against Bayern Munich. See, they played a draw in Bayern and then came to win them in their home 3-2. And look at this PSG's attack. They beat Toulouse 10-0 home and away, Brest, and then they came to beat how do we call it, Manchester City. Remember 4-2, and then they did justice to Arsenal as well going to this final. So what do you think? What do you think will be the variation? Like a sharp attack as against a porous defense, or experience
I disagree. I disagree when you see a porous defense. You understand? Because you see, when you come up against Rafinha, Lamine Yamal this season, no matter how good your defense is, there are going to be holes being created. You understand? So if you concede 7 goals against such an attack, I don't think that it is enough testament for us to say that it is a porous defense.
A PSG team
No, it is. You have to find a balance. I get to the point between the semis, finals, and the finals. The caveat is different. I get to the point. The way Inter Milan line up in the semi-finals is going to be different from the way they are going to line up in the finals. The way we expected, or the way we expect PSG to play in the finals, might be different from the way we have seen them play previously.
That's true.
Inter brings a different challenge altogether. You understand? They've got experience, they've got tenacity, because they've been there before. Remember that last 2 years they were in the finals when they were beaten by Man City 1-0. So they've got experience out there. You understand? If you look at the PSG squad currently, there's no one, or there's none of them who has been in the finals of a major competition. So when it comes to what they've been able to see, what they've been able to do over their career span, I can confidently say that Inter Milan is ahead of them. But on the day, that might not count if you don't come to the party. So coming to the party, first of all, is a key factor in the Champions League.
Okay, so quick one. Who do you think will carry the day? First half.
It's going to be difficult for me to say that the first half, but on the totality of skill and on the in the total match, I think that PSG is going to carry the day.
Probably by time.
No, it's not going to go into extra time.
We see a winner within the
2-1.
Okay, viewers, this is still our media sports channel. Do and then follow us on all our social media pages. Go to Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, everywhere. We are serving you with exclusive news content. My name is Courage. We have the real match coming up. Do stick and stay with us.